Welcome to you, my crypto hero. Today I want to show you the skills that you can configure for your heroes based on the art you overwrite on your hero. That's a question that often comes, and I made a summary and I try to classify the skills based on what they do so that everyone can find out quickly what's the most appropriate skill for a given hero. So let's see how it looks. So we're starting here with skills that inflict int damage. So those are based on your intelligence of this hero, and you will make damage according to this. Here we can find boomerang shot and black shout. Those are two really useful skills, and you see them quite often on heroes. Then you have another category. Those are the skills that use your int, your intelligence, to buff or debuff your allies or your enemies. So in this category we find Green Wrath. That's also very common and very effective. We can find Blue Blossom, Glasses Effect, Yellow Blast, or Cyan Frost. So I try to list out these from top to bottom, from most effective to less effective. That is my opinion. I tend to increase my skills more than I want to decrease the skill of the enemies, because you don't often know which enemy you will encounter. So those are the buff and debuffs. So the next category is the int healing. So that's the standard healing coefficient. It is based on your int, on your intelligence. And here you can find two of the skills, which are White Candy and Relaxing in the Forest. So White Candy is, so to say, more effective because all of your allies will get 20% of healing coefficient. So if you would like to sum it up, you would say that it's 60% in total. Whereas Relaxing in the Forest just heals one hero. I think there was a modification on this skill so that it also heals the other ones, but yeah, you need to know if you want to heal one person a bit more or everybody is the same. The next category is skills that have that do damage based on int, and additional to that, give some condition to your enemies. So for instance, Monkey Magic makes some damage, some int damage, and inflict or can inflict confusion, which is quite cool. Another one is Sheep Song. There is also int damage and this time sleep. The last one is Stun Speaker, again with some int damage and stun, like the name says. So those skills are very interesting when you have extensions that make extra damage when a given condition is on your enemies. For instance, there are extensions that do much more damage if your enemy has sleep. So it might be a good idea to evaluate if you want to have this sheep song as an art skill on your hero with this extension. Next category is a mix of int damage and int buff or debuff. Here we find Girl's Dog. There you see again Dandyism, Great Wall of China, Chunyi Biu, I don't know, sorry how it's pronounced. And those are basically a bit of damage and a bit of buff or debuff based on it. Then a mixed category again, that's a bit of healing and a bit of int buff or debuff. Here there is only one that does that, that's the Gentleman's Dignity. So with 20% healing and a buff of 5% of the int. And the last category on the int side is in the category where you do a bit of damage and a bit of healing. And that's Mount Fuji. And that's, I think, when you set as an art the map of Japan. And if you do so, you get the Mount Fuji, and there you see you deal a bit damage to every enemies, and you heal a bit every ally. So, and we'll see there is a very similar structure, but on the physical side. This means we have a category with physical damage. They only do physical damage. Here we find Punk's Not Dead. I think it's with the map of England. Red Strike, which is quite common. Head Trick or Bandit Bite. Those are really raw physical damage. You have, like for intelligence, a category for physical with buff and debuffs. In this category you find Backpass, which is also very common, and people like it because it's quite strong, quite powerful. But you could have other possibility like Image Drink or Hard Training. But as I told you before, I try to list from most effective to, in my opinion, less effective when it's possible. And there you see why Backpass is a bit more used than the others. On the fee side, you also have some fee healing skills like Hot Chili Pepper or Unconditional Happiness. And if you make a comparison with the int healing, they are actually the same, yeah, but the one is with int and the other is with fee. Then again, physical damage and condition. You have the Sidewinder if you want to inflict poison, which is quite rare and well appreciated. You have Magenta Mushroom if you want to damage and confusion. You have Fear Scratching if you want to damage and bleed. And Nightmare Trick if you want to do some damage and fear. Next category is physical damage and buff or debuff with Statue of Liberty with a bit buff on debuff, sorry, on the fear of the enemies. You have Purple Punch if you want to make a bit the buff of your agility based on your agility, so that's a bit of a mixed skill too. And you have Goddess Wink if you want to debuff the fear of your enemies. Now, those are the two big parts, intelligence and physical, because most heroes are either intelligence based or physical based. However, there are also some balanced heroes, and for these balanced heroes you don't have many skills that really fits them. One of them is this one, Innocent Loyalty, which uses fee to make damage and uses int to make some healing. So it's quite interesting for balanced heroes. And the other one, which is, in my opinion, even better for balanced heroes, that's this: the Fly has a spleen and the Ant has Gal. What it does is it uses the fee to buff int, and it uses the int to buff the fee. So if you're somehow balanced, means you have somehow the same int and fee, you will increase both of them. Quite nice. There is a last category which is heroes that are based on agility. In this category, there are only two skills, the high flyer and the full throttle. I think the full throttle is quite common to see, the high flyer not so much. However, I would say that the first one is a bit better than the second one. For agility heroes, you don't have many choices. You will only have, if you want to do that, the choice between these two, and it's only buff or debuff. Either you buff only your hero, or you buff a bit your hero and you debuff an enemy. Good, so I hope that this short introduction will help you choose the best skill for your heroes. I will also give this picture that you can zoom in and out all the time in the description or in another link. I wish you a lot of fun with your heroes and see you in fight. Bye!